Okay, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all on frequency. This is ZA6 Yankee India, coming to you from near Johannesburg in a place called Three Rivers, South Africa. And we have quite a number of people on frequency today from the UK, Holland, also South Africa too. There'll be three of us from South Africa today. So that's quite fantastic. Anyway, I hope the YouTube link is going out okay. And the time seems right, 1500 UTC. That's when we start the DATV link, or the DATV Worldwide Net. As per usual protocol, we wish to thank the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us the opportunity to be on their satellite, with a satellite which was developed by the Germans, that is AMSAT DL, and of course AMSAT UK had a good hand at things as well as the BATC, British Amateur Television Club, a club that's really worthwhile joining if you want to know all about getting onto DATV. Very helpful, very informative, always up to date and always active. Today, let's just call in the list to see who's on. And we have Phil to follow, and I see he's now working on DATV Road, I think you said, on your blurb when I saw you doing some tests there, Phil. Excellent signal from you. And then James, welcome. First time on the satellite, on the net. First time on the net. Welcome to you. Mike 1 Delta Sierra Tango, James. I don't know where you are, but it's in the UK somewhere, no doubt. And very welcome on the net. Very welcome. And then to the Netherlands, to Paul, Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa. Paul's the ultimate gentleman, highly technical guy. And he also messes around with antique motor vehicles. So there we go. Very a man with many interests. And then there's Leon, that is one Mike, who fires off missiles and does all sorts of tests with these things and all sorts of aeroplanes and so forth. So he's an interesting character to know, and an electronic wizard for many, many years. Worked for the South African Broadcasting Corporation when they first started TV. So there we go. And then to Henry, ZS6 Mike Charlie. Henry was involved with a very, very big cell phone company, one of the directors, I think it was. One of the very first people to be involved, happily retired and back on the air again after 6 weeks, well, more than that. He just popped in the other day, but Henry, excellent signal from you. And then there's G8 King of England, Martin. Martin had his amateur career going back to the days of the pirate station on the ship. I'll leave it to Martin to discuss more. What was it? Now I've forgotten the name. Caroline, eh? Something Caroline. There we go. That's how far Martin comes back. He's also built many repeaters and so forth. So we'll wait for more guys to come up. Let me just move the thing back to the micro, and then we can start passing it around. Let me just get the transmitter ready to switch off. Right. To you, Phil, Mike 0, Papa India Tango, who's the chief engineer, by the way, at Bletchley Park. He built the Colossus computer, but maybe Phil can fill you in a bit more. But wonderful. Take it, Phil, from ZA6 Yankee India.
All right, audio there, yep, audio's there. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome to James. Come aboard, man, it's good fun on a satellite. Nice to see you. just going to correct Gary on two fronts. I'm not working on DATV Road. Road is where I live. I'm just doing some testing on DATV Linux, and it's in its very, very early stages. Still quite a bit to, well, for them to sort out. I am just doing some testing. At the moment, it's only TX, but I understand that the guys are working on the receive part as well, and the idea is it's going to sit on a Raspberry Pi. That's the idea. As I say, it's very, very early stages, and I've been trying to stream to it from OBS, and I'm having quite a lot of difficulties, but they could be down to me with the settings on OBS, because what I use OBS today, but I stream using RTMP, but this DATV Linux, as it stands at the moment, uses a UDP stream, and I'm not used to that. So it could be me that's having problems. But as I say, it's in its early stages. The code is out there. If anybody is really interested, I can find you the link to it, and you can download it. But it will only work on Linux. That's the idea of it. And the second one is, it's not just me, Gary, that worked on Colossus. There was about 10 of us, core engineers, who did the build. But sitting behind us, there was, I don't know, maybe 20 people building stuff at home, etc., etc. But the core team was about 10 of us. I don't go down the museum very much these days. I started on the project in 2000, and we're now in 2026, so that's 26 years. And if you can imagine answering the same question day in, day out for 26 years, it does get a bit repetitive, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not down the museum anymore. After 20 odd years of answering literally the same questions, it's as much as I could do to bite me tongue and not tell people, just go and read the boards that are down there, don't ask me. So I've been answering the same question for 20 odd years. But anyhow, so I'm not down there as much. But if anybody's going down there and they want me to show them around, just give us a shout, and if I can get down there, I will. But it's not open. The museum's not open every day of the week, so you do have to check on the website. Anyhow, that's enough of that. What have I been doing? Well, I've been digging up trees in the garden, apart from doing testing on DATV Linux. I've been digging up trees. Had a couple of afternoons out there, and believe it or not, I've actually pulled out, not physically pulled out the ground, not just in my rubbish bins. I have 7 tree stumps. The tree's only about that diameter, so they're not huge. 7 tree stumps and 3 bush stumps, and I've got 2 more to go in the area that I'm working on at the moment. So that's what I've been doing. What else have I got? Another project. I'm not sure I told you about it, but a friend of mine has got me onto this, and it's you may have heard about Whisper, which is a low power transmitter. But there's some guys have put them in balloons and have sent them off, and they travel all over the place. So this is my next project. I haven't got a picture of it, so it's just a piece of paper. it's a balloon with a whisper transmitter in the middle, and that there and that there is the dipole that it uses. Power levels will be, let me think, what is it? Is it 20 milliwatts, I think? I think it's about 20 milliwatts. So it's not a lot of power. But that's what I'm working on at the moment. It's going to take quite a bit of time to get all the bits together because we are physically constrained against. Leon's probably an expert at this on weight. I forget what our weight limit is, but it's something like, is it on here? I have a feeling it's about 20 grams of weight. Might be a bit more, but it's not very much. But anyway, that's my next project. So right, that's James's next. So I'm going to give you a warning, James, that I'm going to hand it over to you. So put some more coals on the fire, as they say. And I think that's enough for me for now. So right then, James, welcome aboard, and I shall kill carrier, put up test card first. Good practice, as they say. Here's the old test card.
Okay, hopefully everything's working. You know how it is, the first time you do something, SDR television crashed literally seconds after I hit the transmit. So unfortunately, I had to start again, but thank you for not jumping on me and giving me a few seconds to be able to restart the software. Okay, so hello everyone, I'm James. I'm from Swindon in the UK. I've been watching the live stream now for, well, since you guys started, mostly on YouTube. And whilst I've been QRV on the satellite for quite a long time, I'm never at home enough to be able to participate. So my plan was to join last week, and then things changed, as they do. But this week I've managed to be at home at the right time and get things started. So thanks for welcoming me along. It's pretty unusual for me to even be having a rag chew on the air, let alone doing it on the satellite. Normally, I'm interested in HF contesting and VHF UHF contesting. So things are overs are pretty short for me, unlike some of the audio is in sync or not. When I did some tests earlier on, I think I got up to about 500 milliseconds of adjustments in SDR television, but I think that was only in receive. So yet to fix the audio sync for TX probably, but I'm sure the next person will will tell me. So in terms of my setup, well, I've got OBS for all of the switching and such like, Stream Deck for changing all of the scenes and such like. I thought in the past people have done the show my working conditions, so I thought I would show you a couple of pictures of how I'm transmitting. Probably all very similar to what you've got, but it gives me something to show for the first transmission. So let me transition over to this. So my entire setup lives outside in a weatherproof box right next to the dish, covered up when not in use. And if I move to the next stage, what you can see is if I take the cover off, I've got various. Those fans are fully waterproof, connected directly to the external heatsink. And then there's other fans to pull fresh air in as well. And then a vent to allow some airflow. Just the photos of the fans in operation. You can see underneath it, we've got mains power coming in on a quick release power con, and then we've got two F-Connect outputs, one for the LNB IF and the other one for the 25 megahertz reference. A network cable coming in, and then just the TX is done via that N type you can see there. And then this is the gubbins inside. There's quite a bit inside here. We've got a full open tuner in the background. We've got an STR, which is the Pluto Plus. And then there are various units in there measuring temperature so they can turn the fans on and off. And then there is a RF tap so I can monitor the amount of RF going out. I can switch between wideband and narrowband. The unit can be powered on and off remotely. There's a Leo Bobner there providing the 25 megahertz reference that I need to feed it with, and a network switch and all the other various stuff. And there's a PA tucked in there right at the top. I think there's a picture of that. That's one of the old Saro PAs with his very early board tapped on there. I think maybe Gary's also running one of those if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's the working conditions for me here. I've also got numbers of cameras and stuff set up that I can show you. So in terms of the dish, you can see this is the dish. So it's a 1.1 meter dish with one of the ice cream cone antennas on it. I've got various other feeds on different dishes, but this is the main one that I've got set up at the moment. And you can see the hex beam in the background. And then I've got a shack cam, which shows you can't really see it all, but there's 10 megahertz distribution and a flex and very stuff there. And then I've also got, oh, you can't see that. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay. And then I've got various other slides and stuff that I've set up. So real-time monitoring of the transponder, and then I've got slides showing the latest weather conditions and BX cluster and all those kind of things. So yeah, still very much work in progress. It's been good fun putting it all together. And finally actually using it rather than just doing a static roll of slides, which I put up occasionally. So that's all from me. So I'll put it over to to the next guy, which is Papa Echo 1, Alpha Victor Papa, and I'll drop carrier. So thanks for welcoming to the net.
Okay, it seems as if I can see myself. That's good. And there is audio too. Perhaps I should provide a bit more signal, which is more convenient to you. Somebody is active with strange signals on the satellite. That's not me. Okay, now I hear again. There's a lot of disturbance I now see. I'm sorry. That's not me. I'll check it for a moment. No. No. Sometimes you simply don't understand what's happening, and that also happens to me. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all participants watching the net at the moment. Gary, thanks for hosting. Looking outside, we have a blue sky, and the outside temperature must be about 15 degrees. It seems to be, wonderful weather, actually. Hi James, and also hi. It's the first time that I meet you here on the wideband transponder. But it's always good to see new people, at least to my opinion. James, just to respond immediately. You have not been QRV for a long time, which I understood. You're using SDR television, not the latest version, because Simon did distribute today, what was it, release 1.14 or so, or 0.114, something like that. So you're not using the latest release, but it seemed to work. Your audio was not yet in sync, but it does not matter that much. I can listen and understand quite well what you were saying. I did perceive a few glitches during your transmission, and that it might be that it had to do with the same kind of disturbance which I just saw on the band. It might also be that it was that you lost sync for a while. Perhaps other people can also comment on that. I liked the pictures of your outside setup. I'm laughing especially because of the cover that you're using to the cabinet. I enjoy to watch those photos, James. And you did prepare quite some slides in OBS, which I didn't, so I do apologize for that. Okay, and then Henry. Based upon your introduction, it seems to be that we have the same background in the cell phone business. That's interesting. I was active in the cell phone business for about 40, no, even more than 40 years. Unbelievable. In program management for first generation up to fifth generation networks. and I also did a lot of architecture design on these networks. So yeah, it's interesting to have people with common backgrounds. Okay, and yeah, I want to thank Simon, of course, if Simon is watching, for the latest release of SDR television that I talked about. Well, the last time I was in the net, that was on the 15th of March, which is almost a month ago again. That's a lot of time. The reason is that I was busy as always. But not especially on radio. The main exercise which I did is that I replaced 6 thermopane windows in my home for the reason that they were leaking. And that's nasty, of course. So I did replace them myself, and that was successful. I'm losing sync with myself. Why is that happening? I don't understand it. Now, okay. So I replaced those windows. Of course, I had to paint again, and so. But it's all successful. I did complete it. There are still some of these windows standing in the back of me. I need to bring them downstairs, but then it is done. That's good. Furthermore, I did celebrate several anniversaries in the weekends, and one activity, I think more of us will do that at the moment, that is follow the news and see what's happening in the Middle East. Yeah, I'm losing sync with my own signal all the time, and that is something which I don't understand. Perhaps I can give a few decibels more of signal. Now, hopefully you are not losing me. That might well be. Yeah, I'm back again. That's good. It's rather disturbing if you're not synchronized with your own signal. Okay, furthermore, what happened here? I bought a new soldering station from Weller. I had a soldering station for over 40 years, and I thought it was time for something new, which is a new one. So I'm happy with it, and I did dismantle an old Advantest spectrum analyzer. And there was one interesting part. I can show it here. I do not know whether someone in the net is recognizing this part. Actually, I own 2 of these devices, but it's a so-called YIC filter. You have YIC oscillators, but this is a filter, and it did provide pre-selection in that spectrum analyzer in the front end. And I simply wondered if perhaps some radio amateurs are using this device also for pre-selection. To my opinion, it can be used for that. But I never saw a design actually using such a device. So perhaps somebody knows it. There's another printed circuit board in the spectrum analyzer, which is also rather interesting. I'll show it. And that is the time base. And actually also here you see the YIC oscillator. And it must be synchronized by the crystal oven here in the center of this board. So this is a very nice part, but the problem is it is impossible to find schematic diagrams of these Advantest spectrum analyzers, and that is a pity. So although it's an interesting board, it might be I'll never be able to use it. Yeah, furthermore, last week I had a problem while transmitting on the narrowband transponder. Suddenly I lost the signal, and I thought that my PA had died. For that reason, I ordered two new pallets in Poland, these Nokia pallets, and with the intention, of course, to build a power amplifier for narrowband from it. But I found out that my power supply did not start. That never had happened, but this time the power supply did not start. And after trying it over and over again, it suddenly started, and that means that the old power amplifier is working again. But still, I still intend to build a new power supply, power amplifier for the narrowband transponder as well as the wideband transponder. Let's see what comes out of it. Normally it takes a lot of time before I'm successful in this area. Okay, I hand over to Leon. Thanks for watching. Leon, please take the camera and the microphone.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody on the net from ZS1 Mike in Worcester. Okay, Gary and I, we've had a bit of a chat already. Phil, hello to you there. I missed most of your over. I did hear, but I was outside dusting something off with 3 years of dust, I believe now. My memory's been refreshed by Henry. And James, welcome. Yes, I don't know why you're using 1.2 FEC. Your D rating was very high. You should go to 3.4. Then you'll get better sharpness and more dynamics on your picture. There were many dropouts on your signal, but I can now see that was due to interference. Somebody's messing around on the satellite, because the same happened to Paul in the beginning of his over. Later in his over he lost himself, but that was not interference because he was perfect on my side. But Paul, yeah, definitely there's something funny in your reception there. But in the beginning there were dropouts, and I could see in the spectrum here that yes, somebody is messing around there, and I think that's what also messed up James's signal. But otherwise, James, your transmission was perfect. No problem. Audio was good. Slightly out of sync, but not the end of the world. Paul, yes, the YIG oscillator and the YIG filter. Yes. Now, why did you strip an Advantest spectrum analyzer? I've also got an Advantest, and I'm very happy with it. There must be some diagrams available somewhere, because the German guy from whom I bought my one replaced the power supply with a number of individual power supplies. He's got one, I've still got the old one, he gave it to me, but he says it's faulty. And everybody just replaces it with a lot of Meanwell or any other little switch mode supply. But you know, you now need like 3 or 4 to get all the voltages. So he must have had some drawings. He gave me the manuals of the thing. I wonder which model it is that you stripped there. It's a sin, because it's a nice machine when it's working. I'm very, very happy with my one. I've got many other ones, all HP ones and so on. I think I've got 6 of them. But the Advantest is more compact and it's much lighter. You can carry it with one hand. The HPs you cannot. that one you can just carry with one hand, yeah. But the big ones, no. It's a 2-hand job. But anyway, why I missed Phil's over there was because I was dusting, which Henry now reminded me is 3 years ago. Do you remember this, Henry? I'm still waiting for the official results of the competition. The competition was the Antique Wireless Society said we must build a one valve transmitter AM with audio modulation. So here it is. I built it and I sent in my results, and yeah, I didn't hear anything else from anybody. So Henry, did you ever build your one? I sent you the drawings, so it'll be interesting to hear your opinion on this. But this thing was covered in dust. I couldn't, it was standing over there. But now you say that you've been away for 3 years, so it's 3 years of dust accumulated on this thing. Now it looks new again. I've dusted it outside. That's why I missed Phil's over. But I thought I'll have to jog your memory with this thing. So Henry, over to you. ZS6 Mike Charlie for the group from ZS1 Mike Mike.
Just got to do this. Okay, good afternoon everyone, good morning everyone, and good evening. I'm just going to take my headphones off. It is just to hear if my audio is coming through, which it is. And it is great to be here today. Thanks a lot to Gary for hosting the net, Gary, and always including everyone on this net. I mean, everybody, I think most people who have ever been on DATV has spent some time on this net. I also want to just inform you that Frank ZS6 Golf Echo is watching, because he sent me a message to say welcome back. So yeah, it's raining here. My wife, during Phil's over, my wife called me. She said, please come and help to close the shutters because it's raining and it was thundering and lightning. But luckily my dishes are very low down and sort of well protected. I just had to unplug my HF antenna and switch off my HF equipment. So yes, that's the story. So if I just go down the list, Phil, very interesting what you're busy with. I know nothing about that, know nothing about Linux. And I promise you one thing, I do want to learn a little bit more about IoT and that kind of stuff, which I am busy with. I've actually bought a couple of parts, an ACS 712, an 8266, and so on, so that I can try and get this thing going for myself. So yep, want to learn a bit more about programming. I'm truly a hardware guy. So I just need to get my brain and my synapses moving in a different direction now. I do apologize for the unsync audio, but just bear with it. Just listen to me. You don't need to watch me. I'm old and ugly enough. Anyway, the other thing that I wanted to just mention is Paul. Firstly, James. James, well done on your setup there. I think that's tremendous. You've done a lot of hard work. I can see that in getting it all done. I've been there, and I do understand what needs to be done, especially on the hardware front. But my next step is to be able to monitor all the parameters from the PA and from the various elements within the DATV setup. So that's my next little hobby task, and I'll try and get that done. Excuse me. Yes, I've been away for quite a while. I've been away 3 years. I came back and then went straight on to DATV, said hello to everybody, and then my wife took me off to Cape Town for 6 weeks, and now I'm back in full force. And Leon, all noted on that fantastic job that you did. By the way, you're the only guy that I know of who had a working model. I don't know anybody else. Unfortunately, when I wanted to do mine, I went overseas, and that sort of paid everything to me getting involved with building that one valve amplifier. I still want to do it, Leon. I think it was a great project to do. Paul, once again, I echo Leon's sentiments. There was no dropouts or anything from my side. Listening to you, it was perfect. So the syncing was just on your side. It was not over the satellite. So we could actually see you and hear you perfectly. Yes, just a bit of feedback. Yes, I'm also 40 years in the telecoms industry, like you, and then decided to give it a break. I retired. In our case, they make sure that you retire at the age of 60, which I had to do. And then, yes, I just went on and did other things. And I'm still involved, not directly with telecoms, but stuff in that type of environment. Yeah, and I spent a lot of time all over Africa, setting up networks and getting all the maintenance sorted out and so on of the networks once they were set up. And that goes from the switching right down to the base station. So yeah, I had a wonderful time. It was a most rewarding time for me, in fact, because it just kept your brain so active. In respect of the advanced test, yes, I echo Leon's sentiments. Yeah, I wouldn't take the thing apart. I would try and get it fixed because it is really a very, very, very beautiful piece of equipment. I have nothing like that. The spectrum analyzer that I have is a very old HP 141T, and believe it or not, can't get any more of the CRTs. And now I've got a little 20 megahertz scope, and I use the outputs from the actual converters, up converters, down converters in the HP 141T into the scope so that I can actually see the trace. That's a real Heath Robinson way of doing things. So yes, so that's my story, and I'm sure there's lots of other stuff, but right now I think it's enough. And it's been wonderful to be on the net with all of you today. Really superb. So I'm going to pass it to you now, Martin. G8KOE and the net. This is ZS6MC.
Right, we'll go over to the camera. For some reason, not receiving me in SDR television, but I think it's probably because it's locked on to you there, Henry, which I think someone said you were low in frequency. Yeah. So I've got lots of chaos going on here. For those that I think SDR television is just going to lock onto me. I think it's, and I'm not running the latest version. I didn't get sent it for some reason. I'm not on the list, but we're using 12, not 14, which I think has just come out. So maybe Simon's forgotten me. He did add me in, but usually most people don't forget me. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, I was talking about problems I've had here that I keep going on about is the internet. And we're still having problems. In fact, it cut out 2 or 3 times leading up to this transmission, which is not too bad in some respects, but I lose, obviously, the chat, etc., so I can't see what's going on. We had engineers out again on Saturday, and his suggestion, this is an open reach engineer, was that he dropped the speed down to half of what I'm running. And I said that wasn't acceptable, etc., etc. So he said he was going to go away and have words with somebody. But it started, yesterday wasn't good and today wasn't good. So I've phoned them up yet again today. That's BT. So you have to go to BT, that then talk to OpenReach, that then come and do the fault or not do the fault. And then if you're not happy with OpenReach, you have to go back to BT, because you can't talk direct to OpenReach. But I'm hoping to get onto fibre in the not too distant future. But Circuit is the company that's installing fibre, and it's on the pole across the road, or the fibre bits are. And I spoke to the engineer there from Circuit. It's a really nice guy. And he said, well, it's unusual. He said, normally OpenReach pull in the fibre cable to the box first, and then we put it on the poles. But in this instance, it's done the other way round. So until OpenReach pull in a link from the exchange to the box, he can't put it over. So there you go. So I should have to keep moaning. Yeah, I've got activity from my friend who seems to want to go to there. There she is. It's Ruby. She seems to want to sit on the end of the desk all the time. And that's a rough look at the setup here. There's my retro Specky, which is in the corner there, in the front rather, and is on the monitor down there, which is a test card. Anyway, I'm going to make this just one over from me because of the chaos that's this end with the internet, which is one advantage in general is using SDR television, which is working exceedingly well, apart from it's at the moment not receiving me. But I think I'd have to go off and come back on again, which I won't do because it's I think logged on frequency. I'm not sure that I can alter the frequency on the receive side. No, it will probably mess things up, so I won't do that. But Simon's program is working exceptionally well. The quality is really good. And to Paul, what's there? There's nothing to monitor on the news with regards to what's happening, is there? It's quiet everywhere. No, it concerns me a little bit because I'm on oil-fired central heating here, and the tank is down to its last 3 fingers, which should last me 2 months possibly. So I'm hoping for some warm weather so it might hang on a bit longer. Otherwise we're going to have to pay a lot more money. It's gone silly, but we'll see how we go. It should be nice weather soon. Anyway, Caroline, yes, that was, I remember the first transmissions from Caroline was down in Worthing in Sussex. It wasn't particularly very old, but I remember cycling down to the seafront when Caroline North sort of went past us. That's where Atlantis became Caroline North. But the company that I worked for going back had some connection with Laser 558, so we had a bit of linking there, shall we say. And there's lots of other little stories and that, but just a roguery things, I think, and land-based pirate radio was another thing that we were involved with. I learnt not how to play, but how to use 813s, which we had 1, 2, 3 in the P8 stage. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to pass it back to Gary. As I said, I won't come back on another one because the internet is just makes life awkward. So good to see you all, and I'll talk to Phil at some stage, but just tell him if he tries to connect to me on All Star, sometimes he might not make it because it's not there. On that note, I'll put a test card and back to you there, Gary, from G8KE.
Okay, Martin, let me also try a test card. Don't often use it. There we're back. All right, very good. Nice over, all over. And Phil, okay, yeah, well, you were or are the chief engineer. I know you were given that title by the guy that started the project. So, and his wife told you that not so long ago, I believe. Anyway, noted on the road. Okay, I got confused. I thought you up to something new again, but I see it's still a very good program you're busy with, because this Windows drives everyone nuts. And right, James, welcome aboard. Mic 1 DST, excellent signal, dead on frequency, spot on frequency, and you've done a good job there. And I agree with Leon, you can easily go up with a higher FEC. You're running the Sado amp. I'm running one as well, although I do have homebrew one, the same one Leon's running, Amplion. But it's the Sado one that's so much more convenient and easy to use, actually. We've changed the biasing on the amp, and it made quite an improvement. Leon and I did a lot of experiments. He got one as well, and we started to play around and got the biasing right, and Sado subsequently then changed it, and I think it's a better signal. Then, yeah, great Radio Shack from your side, and as I said, you're perfectly on frequency. And then Paul, yeah, you know, I saw the issues on the satellite, as you were saying. There was a guy all over the place, but and he did now and then encroach on you, just cut you off once or twice. And incidentally, Paul, you did lose sync, but for a very short time, and you were back again. So I don't know what the cause of that was. I really didn't see any interference at that stage, but there might have been that I didn't notice on the spectrum scope there. Yeah, Leon, you should maybe see if you can't find out from Paul what spectrum analyzer he's got by model, and hopefully you can maybe take the onerous task of copying your manual. And I know they're about 2 inches thick. But anyway, I'm sure you'll just want the circuit to start off with. And I agree, if you can save it, Paul, do. Oh, that's important. Yeah, Henry, great to see you on. Nice signal, no problem. Somebody, oh, Ziggy. Yeah, I know Ziggy. Delta Charlie 9, Bravo Fox Charlie. Hello, Ziggy. I spoke to Charlie yesterday, actually, by the way. And Ziggy's given comments on the net. Said that Henry's a bit low in frequency indeed, but we all copy him. Our receivers are quite broad, and we do have a nice AFC on it. But good, Ziggy, you must come up, man. Come up on frequency. Ziggy's a technical guy. He helped Charlie come on frequency back in the day, about 6-7 years ago. And all good. And then Frank, G8PQH, I know you going to be joining us soon. I certainly hope so. And things are looking up there. Nice to hear from you on the net anyway. And then also to our dear Frank, ZS6 Golf Echo. He contacted me the other evening. He said he upgraded OBS and now nothing works. So I pushed the buck over to Martin. Martin sort of sent him in some direction, but I don't know if it's a vicious circle. But these upgrades are driving everyone nuts there, Frank. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe we can try sometime and see to get you back on the air. But nice to see you are on frequency listening. And then on the YouTube channel, hello to Frick, ZS6 Fox Zulu. I don't know how far he's coming on with his DATV setup, but I am sure every week's a bit of progress. I'm just looking around. And hello to Peter, DK3 Zulu Fox, always on frequency watching us. Hi, Peter. Nice to have you, as is Tobias, Delta Lima 7 Tango Juliet. Always good to have you guys on. And at the moment, we've got 35 viewers, 15 concurrent, so it's not bad at all. Right, I will also make this my final over, as I don't have much more to say, and it's getting dark here and lightning all around. Big storm, so that's why I upped the power here a little bit, but it seems to be okay. Righto, to you, Phil, Mike 0 Papa India Tango, ZS 6 Yankee India, and if the guys do want a little test card, we can do so.
Well, thanks, Gary. I must admit, I do smile when people moan about upgrades. Because everybody knows I don't suffer with them. That's the advantage of Linux, I suppose. But maybe when, hopefully they do manage to get it all working to a point where it's acceptable. DATV Linux, maybe that could be an option for you guys. Just to think about, you can even run it on a Raspberry Pi. And stream into it from OBS. But anyhow, yeah, I don't. As you guys know, I'm not sitting here smirking. But I hear you guys mention upgrades, and I'm thinking, gosh. I'm glad I got rid of Windows or Microsoft all those years ago. But there we go. Right, that's enough of me gloating. Shouldn't gloat, should I? James, yeah, good. You're on the satellite. And yes, there was a spurious signal interfering all over the place, and it did interfere with yours. So that was why you was dropping out, particularly at the beginning. But I'm sure that there were some other times when you dropped out as well. But it's early days. But you made it onto the satellite, you got video and you got audio. Audio was slightly out of sync, as Leon said, but you know, you're there. That's the first step. We've all been there, we've all done it. We've all had our fingers burnt, I'm sure. But you'll get there. Yeah, it's good. Great to see you. Paul, yeah. The old analyzer. I remember working on one. I never did repair it. I still got it, actually. It was given to me and I still got it. It does have a problem with it. And in actual fact, I'm just thinking to myself, one of the problems with it is that it's got the front end, the attenuator, the very front end of it is on a ceramic printed circuit board, and somebody in the past has tried to take it out and has cracked it and has bridged the tracks with solder. And I've actually got some I think it's PTFE circuit board. I suppose I could copy it and rebuild it. That's a fault. Oh, that's a long way off. But yeah, I've looked inside. That's a Navantech, and I looked inside. It's horrendous. Yeah, absolutely horrendous. Crammed in, and yeah, don't really want to go back in there. But yeah. Yeah, Leon, yeah. So you went off doing some dusting while I was on the air. That's not good. 3 years of dust. I hope you wore a mask when you did it. Henry, hello, Henry. Nice to see you. Right, as for me, oh yeah, Martin, yeah. I have got a new SD card now for All Star. And I was going to start to rebuild everything with a new image. but I decided not to, and I have opened up my firewall just to see if that will solve the issue. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will or not, but I've done it. So maybe tomorrow we will see, because I'm around tomorrow, we will see if you can contact me when I'm already logged in to your node, or attached to your node. But we shall see. Well, next week, what shall I be doing? Well, I should be doing some DATV Linux stuff, doing some testing on that again. And I'm sure if the weather holds, I will go out and I will dig up a couple of more tree stumps, all being well. I don't think I should be working on Tuesday. I'm not sure I'll be doing the rest of the week other than playing around with various bits and pieces and doing some testing. I do have the transmitter for this little project, tiny little thing, which I don't have in my hands. It's sitting on a Raspberry Pi Pico, tiny little thing. It's got a tiny little transmitter board that sits on the back of it. I've got to join those together somehow, and I haven't worked out how on earth I'm going to solder the two together. Because you don't want to put connectors and stuff like that on it because of weight. But apparently you can solder the two together, and that will be an experience. But at the moment I can't work out how to do it. But there we go. So I should hopefully be doing some work on that. And at some point I shall take some photographs of the project. And I've just ordered 6 mylar balloons so that we will fill with hydrogen. We shall see what happens with that. But that's it. That's enough for me. James, I'm going to hand it over to you, so I'm going to give you some warning. So I shall put up a test card, and then I shall kill carrier. So everybody have a good week, and all being well, I should be on the net, on the satellite next week. Right, let's go and find this test card. Which one should we have? Let's do this one. Then I shall.
It does seem as though James is not on, so we'll move it over to Paul and then to Leon, Henry. Martin said he's not coming back, and then I think we'll give James another turn in case he does come on, or he can pop in just before you take it, Paul, from ZD6 Yankee India.
Check audio. Check audio. Yeah, it works. Yeah, well, great. Yeah, thank you all for all your information and overs. Yeah, the glitches disturbed me a bit during the last transmission. And that's simply because I'm watching myself on the screen in front of me, and if something goes wrong there, then I wonder what's happening. But it must have been related to interference. Although, Leon, you made the remark that there was one part in my transmission where the failure came from my station, and that could well be because I made a lot of changes to my local area network in my home, and that is due to the fact that I have fiber now. yeah, one guy especially must be jealous, and that's Martin. Okay, I also forgot to greet Frank, who's watching. It's good to hear, Frank, that you are still watching the net. You should come on the net, Frank. Okay. And Phil, I did not comment your last over, simply due to the fact that I had a phone call, especially during the part that you talked about your Linux development for DATV. That certainly sounds interesting. Yeah, and then I received a lot of remarks about dismantling the spectrum analyzer. Yeah, I did dismantle it. I am also a lucky owner of more than one spectrum analyzers. I own, I think, 6 or so. That's quite a lot. Yeah, I have to count. But that also happened last month. The best spectrum analyzer that I own, also an advanced analyzer, up until 18 gigahertz, the power supply failed. And that's exactly what you talked about, Leon. It's a complex power supply. Yeah, too complex to my opinion. And there is a hardware surveillance port that really checks whether all the voltages are correct and so on. And if something goes wrong there, it immediately takes action, and the spectrum analyzer won't come up. The unit that I'm talking about is the R3271. It's an older one, but a wonderful device actually. And the one which I did dismantle was only a 8 gig analyzer, but yeah, I stored it for years, but the head is missing with the display and the buttons, and I tried to get it, and of course it's possible to get a complete spectrum analyzer, but I was unable to get that part. So last week I decided, because it's standing here, it weighs a lot of kilograms, I take it apart and only will store, let's say, the really interesting parts of that analyzer. So I did it already and did throw some parts away. I do apologize to you all that I did this. Okay, I did enjoy the one valve radio, Leon. Yeah, thank you for your introduction, Henry. You are a hardware guy. I'm a hardware guy too. That does not mean that I'm never involved with software, but that is not my hobby, and I'm not good in it. Yeah. Perhaps that's related to our age. We are the hardware guys. Okay, yeah, indeed, being active in telecommunications, looking back at it, I also always did mobile communications and partly satellite communications, yeah, for 20 years. These years were, yeah, rewarding. That's how I do perceive that too. Okay, and then Martin, yeah, it's concerning, looking at the global situation at the moment. And if you are heating your house with oil, perhaps you should have a look at other solutions to that. I did install, perhaps you do remember, 4 years ago, a heat pump. I did it myself, and it's still active, and it provides heat in the house and also warm water. So I can recommend it, but installing it yourself is quite a hassle. Yeah. I think I did respond to all of you. I really did enjoy being available in the net, and hope to see you all soon again. Thanks. I hand over to Leon again after showing my test card.
Okay. No, Paul, you didn't get to your test card. You cut yourself short there. Okay, right. Yeah, nothing new from this side. Now, I'm fortunate. I got the manuals with this advanced test. This is R4131B. This is the spectrum analyzer manual, and it is complete down to circuit diagrams. It's all there. And also, I also got the tracking generator with it. So this is the manual for the tracking generator. And then I see, this is the first time I opened these manuals, because the thing worked when I bought it. The guy told me it's freshly refurbished and there's nothing wrong with it. And I see there's also a manual for an advanced test dipole antenna. I didn't know they make antennas as well. Whether this is a calibration antenna or a standard gain antenna or something for doing field strength measurement, looks like it. Yes, it's yeah, there's a lot of calculation stuff and graphs and gooders in this. Yeah, so there's a picture of the antenna on a tripod. So it looks like it's meant for field strength measurements. Dipole antenna TR1722. Anyway, yeah, that's my lightest one, apart from these small little dinky ones that we have, these little LCD things, but they're very slow. But I'm a HP fan actually, so yeah, they go to 21 gigs and I'm very, very happy with them. This one is not so high. This one's not even 8 gigs, Paul. This one is 3.5 gigs. I quickly looked, and this does not have a YIG pre-selector. It's only got the YIG local oscillator. It's got ceramic pre-selectors and things, ceramic resonator pre-selectors, but not YIG. Okay, so that's it from me. Yes, I'll give it to Henry, and then yeah, 73 is from me. It's getting dark here, but there's no clouds in the sky, Gary. It's actually a beautiful day for flying today. There's not a breath of wind. Yesterday it was raining, not thunder. It's just normal convection raining, frontal raining. You've got convection raining there. We've got frontal raining here. It's turning towards winter here. Anyway, so there it is. Thanks for everybody, and cheers all around from ZS1 Mike, giving it to Paul. No, giving it to Henry. ZS6 Mike Charlie for the group from ZS1 Mike.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, Leon, and thank you to everyone for the very good inputs. You know, I've got a problem. Paul, you've got 6 spectrum analyzers. Leon, you've got 6 spectrum analyzers, but you guys, both of you, only have 2 hands. So, can I send you my address? I'm happy to take anyone off your hands. Anyway, my one is a HP141T, and it's really old and decrepit, and it's you know, it's one of those things, when you switch it on, it is never ever giving you the same result. So yeah, that's just one of those things. Anyway, guys, it was wonderful being on the net with you today. I'm sure I did want to comment on somebody who mentioned, Paul, you said you've just bought 2 of those Polish amps. Yeah, I also had one of those. Should I say yes? I also had one of those. I gave it to a friend of mine to try out on narrowband. So let's see. Hopefully he can get onto narrowband in due course. But it's been wonderful being on the net. Thank you so much. Thanks once again, Gary, for hosting the net. And thank you to everyone for great contributions. I appreciate it, and do apologize for being 47 I think it's 47.8 kilohertz off frequency. But I have got a GPS DO. I in fact got two of them, and I will see what I can do to get it locked on. I might have to remove the TXCO, the TCXO from the Pluto, but I hate doing that because working with SMD is not my forte. But cheers for now. All the best. Thank you once again, and we certainly will chat again. I think Martin. I don't know if you're there. I'm going to leave it over to you. If not, back to Gary. If Gary's not there, then I'll say goodbye to everybody, and we'll just close down the net. Okay. Best 73, everybody. Have a wonderful time. This is ZS6MC, now off and clear. Bye.
So 7-3 to all. I just want to see, perhaps James, Mike 1, Delta Sierra Tango, would like to just try again. If not, then we close the net. This is ZS6 Yankee India. He cometh not, and I must reset my tuner, don't know why. Oh, it went a bit low to receive you, Henry, I think. But anyway, takes a long time to lock. My goodness. Okay, with that, this is ZS6YI saying 7-3 to all. Thanks for coming up, and thanks for the comments. And we shall end with a test card.